Welcome back, everybody. And we couldn't be more excited to show you this game. Annette Obrestad has retaken control of first place in the NWL division and looking to win her first major event. The rise that she has had up the rankings is astronomical. She played her first Scrabble tournament just 2 years ago. It was this same tournament. She was down in the light division, and now she is in first place with 2 games to go. I don't think I've ever seen a player go from beginner to about to win a major tournament uh, quite so quickly. It's truly a meteoric run, and hopefully she can cap it off here, but it will not be easy. She's going to have to go through defending North American champion Josh Sokol on the stream to get there. This is going to be super exciting to watch. Matt Canik joined by Conrad Bassett-Bouchard here to call the game. And Conrad, how excited are you for this?
I'm stoked. I mean, it's hard not to be, obviously Josh has been my friend for a long time. It's hard not to cheer for the newcomer. And yeah, it's certainly been at least a decade, if not longer, since someone has found themselves in a position like this, being so new to the competitive scene and yet playing for a big win.
Obviously, Annette is brilliant at games in general, her poker
Right.
background, but I've never seen someone take such mastery of this game so quickly. It's awesome. So we'll see if she's able to finish it off here, or if this is going to be a close but no cigar situation. AAEGRTW, the opening pull. Think two reasonable options: WAG, keeping things short, tight, and holding a great leave, or Wager, going a little bit longer and scoring some more points. Any preferences, Conrad?
In TWL, I think I'm taking WAG here. Just fewer options to the opponent and just a really nice leave against, Josh, a higher rated player. If I were in it, I'd probably want to get the first bingo down, and WAG really puts me in a good place to do that. Wager's certainly like a perfectly good play. I mean, I wouldn't even, if anything, this feels incredibly stylistic.
Yeah, definitely. I think a style decision here, and her style appears to be taking the points here. That's what she does. 26-0 in her favor. Josh has found some clunky consonants, but he'll have scoring opportunities out of this. EGHMNVX. Vex plays through the E in Wager. Crucially, that takes the back T, which Annette is sitting on. It also plays right here as Josh is putting this down. That's going to give some scoring opportunities back as well, but I think a very straightforward play from Josh of Vex.
Now, actually, I mean, I think it is a straightforward play, but when I think about Josh, I think of Vex through the E for like the weird factor, not giving your opponent the easy spot back up above to parallel Wager and Vex. And if you don't have a T, which obviously Annette did, um, making the board kind of hard to play with. I could have seen Josh spending more time and doing the stranger Vex here, but otherwise, yeah, that's the right play.
And maybe trying to put some time pressure on. Maybe he felt like he didn't want to open a T hook. I don't know. But in any case, that's the play he's made. And now we're back to Annette, who has a beautiful 4 overlap above Wager right now. Carat,
Setting
Karat.
up the J,
Yeah,
setting up
yeah.
Josh's H, as it turns out, but still very pretty, very pretty.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man, a really good play, but there's a lot to think about here. Kind of a clunky rack, the J and the K, double T's, double A's, but lots of opportunity to do stuff on this board as it's set up perfectly to facilitate plays with those A's.
How about this in chat? Bladum says, "This is the first time I've turned into a Scrabble event. I tuned in basically at random, and when I get here, I see a famous poker pro I knew in high school versus a guy I actually knew in person in high school."
It's incredible, yeah. That's and then the
It's like,
Will Anderson
yeah,
video brings you here, and Will pops out in chat right away too. Scrabble's a small world, but an awesome world, and
yeah,
what a ridiculous coincidence. That's incredible.
yeah. Oh, and so Josh appears to have found a nice play from the WE, spelling out LLHUNG.
Oh, nice. All right. Well,
Matt
Annette
missed that. Very sad. But it's okay. Cat played by Annette. Pretty standard play here.
GH.
Setting up Jag very safely next turn for Jag and Kata. We know she saw Kata 'cause she had it spelled out for quite a while, ultimately opting to pull back that second A, which makes sense. And this is it's not really a setup per se, but a follow up that she's likely to take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, that was playing carrot there looks like an awesome J setup, but at the same time, Josh is going to take that spot so often
Yeah.
that I don't know that that setup is actually worth playing there. So Cat, I think, makes sense, and then Josh going to work his way out of these racks with Unhelm.
Plays Unhelm. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see. Sorry, UR is not a word. I apologize. UR is the one that gets me the most. I apologize. Unhelm now seems quite
Oh yeah,
reasonable.
I've been on the wrong lexicon this entire game. Well, that's funny. But everything I said still,
Yeah,
all the plays we looked at
yeah,
are
yeah,
still
yeah.
okay. Unhelm. All right. So
So,
Unhelm from Josh, that is the best play he can make in NWL. And back to Annette, whose kata setup was thwarted, but AAEJRRT for her. And I don't know, we can keep things a little tight and play Hodge here, but that gives up the big back hook. A jar and M is like an option she can play as well. She wants to hold the J. Errata plays for 25 right now, but that J just gonna clunk up her rack again next
yeah.
turn.
I like Ajar is kind of interesting. It obscures that S hook that, or gets rid of that S hook on Helm that she can't really do anything about right now. And ERT is certainly a good leave. Haj, yeah, it's a little weaker because she doesn't have an eye of her own. Um, once because it's like guaranteed that Haji will get played at some point and it will change the board dynamics. Could very much in her favor depending upon what she draws. She does play Haj, and Josh is sitting there with some not particularly good letters, but he does have multiple of those eyes, and so I assume he will claim the hook for himself. Question is what he will do because the board could get weird and very, as we say, S dependent in that having an S will be very powerful for you.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the S is extremely important right now, and I mean Josh is almost definitely to play gig here. I don't
yeah,
see any reason to do anything else. So yeah, gig
yeah,
comes down. And it sets up the eye hook, but she had to. Like there were
yeah,
no other good options for her. Sometimes you
yeah,
just got to take the shot, and if it
yeah,
happens, it happens.
yeah.
The punish is not severe. It's 23 points, and man, AAEERR and a T on her rack, not great, not great.
Not great. There's certainly retax, I guess. But oh, and Josh has picked up the first blank. Don't know if he's going to be able to get anything down depending upon what Annette plays here. So could make sense to just play off ER. Keeping two A's is less ideal, but scoring also seems nice. I don't know. Does anything else really stand out here?
Tax or retax, I don't know. Aerate is a 6 you can play if you just want to blow it all up, or errata. I don't know. This turn's very hard. Armet plays through the M,
Hmm.
which could be kind of cool, but gives back diploid. She can't know that.
Yeah.
This is a very hard turn. I hate these racks. Everybody hates these racks.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would take retax or taxer. Probably taxer because I hate that unhelm. I hate that unhelm spot. Well, the S hook, I mean.
I mean,
Um,
Taxer makes another S hook, but one that can't, be hit with a 7 ending in an S. It's a little
exactly.
bit less dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that makes sense. I almost think I'd just play very long here. She's gonna play retax. I think that makes some sense. Keep the give the M some life. I think I agree with Conrad. I'd have played underneath, but just because I don't want the game come down to an S hook.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Both
This,
plays make
yeah.
tons of sense.
The second A, like slightly not as bad here because Gig does take an A for Giga on the end. Shout out to all of my Giga Chads out there. Just kidding. I don't really know any of those. And Josh finds his spot for diploid very quickly. It's going to score quite a bit. It does open.
Oh, Annette, what did you do?
Yeah, I
Stop.
don't know what it is with people and getting these ridiculous draws so far on stream today, but unfortunately, Annette's not going to be able to capitalize particularly well on the spot that has been opened. Let's see, like a tar, just or just leave it alone.
This turn is again extremely hard, and Josh is infamous for making games very complex, but he hasn't really done anything to facilitate this, and that's just drawn some really awkward stuff. And
Yeah, and
I don't
Josh
know.
has drawn another bingo.
Oh yeah, Bioherm.
I
Oh man,
don't know if it plays at the moment. I don't think that it's going to, but
I mean that H is huge for multiple
yeah,
reasons. Lets you play in the top left. Lets you hit HM plays with Unhelm.
yeah,
Big pull for Josh in either case. I don't know that any of Annette's candidate plays will actually give Bioherm back.
yeah. At what
Um,
point do you just kind of throw in the towel here and kind of restart your tiles?
I would play a tar
You
here
would?
because again, on Helms, like just if I can obstruct it a little
Right.
bit, I still don't have this S. Josh has drawn 7 new tiles and is likely to beat me there. Like I think I just play long if I know the 5 a tar, which
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, I've no
I
yeah.
didn't, yeah. Um, but if you know the 5, I think maybe that's the best thing to do. Playing AA makes some sense too. Just kind of shell out for your bingo and hope you draw something better this turn.
Yeah, and again, that Giga spot is nice for an A in the second spot. Could bail her out of a lot of otherwise unplayable bingos, is that spot may not get taken for a bit unless someone plays from the G, in which case you have a bunch of bingo lanes open anyway.
Right.
So I expect um, if Annette knows Atar, that's great. Will says, "Oh, stand by." I don't know why he wants us to stand by, but I'd be happy to stand by for Wanderer 15.
I'll do anything for Wanderer 15.
Yeah,
Even troll him over the board.
I would be his cat.
Ooh. Oh, he's got the bot going at Define a Tar.
Oh, okay.
A fragrant essential oil made from the damask
Ooh.
rose. Also Ottar,
Oh, I
Ottar.
didn't know that it meant the same thing as OTTO.
And OTTO, they're all the same. Man, there's so many words with like a gazillion spellings.
Yeah,
Lexicon is nuts. The language is nuts. Words are nuts.
yeah,
Ah comes down from Annette. She needs a better draw here. I get it.
yeah.
Like that play, but she's going to need like an S would be
An
huge,
S would
but she
be
she needs to
very,
draw
yeah,
bingo. This has been so sad to watch.
yeah,
Come on, Annette, do better. RR, I bet, or something stupid like that. But
yeah. Don't jinx her. Don't commentator curse, or did I just commentator curse by calling it out?
I'm trying to reverse commentator
Yeah,
curse here. Okay, so not LN is not, at least she's not duplicating letters infinitely anymore.
yeah,
But no bingos still for her. This has got to be frustrating.
yeah. Gotta kind of hope that Josh didn't get too much here. Any universe where Josh opens up the O for tolerant?
Himbo, if he plays
He
Himbo
plays Himbo.
down,
Yeah,
Himbo is a very reasonable play
yeah,
here. I think maybe he's looking to keep things a little tighter. But again, Annette's now fishing. Unhelms is sitting there. She's S is in her range a lot, right?
yeah,
We know she doesn't have it because we're watching both ends at the same time, but Josh can't. S has got to be in a range a lot. I think I'm looking to obstruct on Helms again if I'm Josh. You can't just play HOB in the top left corner.
yeah.
So if he plays Hob and HM, okay. But if he plays Himbo and goes longer, I don't know. He's not going to play Himbo if he's got an S in our range though, right?
Yeah, and I think even more so if he doesn't have the S in her range, just because AA could signal a pretty good 5-tile 1-pointer leave. You want to give fewer floaters anyway. Like say just Hob. What are the odds she kept an O after Ah? Probably kept an A.
Very low. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think either whichever read he has, I think they both point towards playing short. And would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. I think HOB though, setting up the back M, HMM, that's a word, right?
Yeah, HMM.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a word.
Okay. I know my
So
Greek, I
is
promise.
HMMM.
Oh, nice. So yeah, if you play Hob, you don't have an O in her range very often at all, unless you drew one. You don't give too much for her to work with. You knock out Unhelm and you set up your M. I think Hob and HM looks to be the play for Josh
Yeah.
here. But if he does play Himbo, and it will actually get her bingo down. Annette bingos with floating A's, O's, S's, or W's. But of course, with Josh's rack. HOB.
Maybe you'll just play Ho. No.
So Josh eventually comes to the same conclusion as us, HOB the play.
Yeah.
And Annette will not get the floating O she needed. I think at this point, maybe I'm a little tilted if I'm her, but I think I just play a 6 from the G
Oh
and say
yeah, for
forget
sure.
it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would play
Jalant, I
Jalant.
think.
Yeah, definitely. I would absolutely do that here. Because at least now the board is blown wide open, which she's not getting like beaten really badly, so could still catch up. Obviously, whatever Josh draws here with SSSS blank unseen, and he has
F, yuck. I hate Fs. I hate Fs.
yeah
Ugh.
F's in chat for Matt.
Ugh. But the O is going to help him make hobo plays or something. He can still make easy like fop up in the top left corner, just
Yeah.
no-brainer plays. He'll be fine.
And I think that Jalant will not open anything other than peniform. Not that that's a word, but
No, yeah, not a word. So, Gellant, Gelant, alternate spelling of Gellant, Gellant.
yeah. And now we see Josh has drawn Mopier, saving your favorite tile.
Mopier holding an F for
Yeah.
45 or 50 looks very solid for Josh.
Yeah.
But fop in the top also makes sense. No.
This really is a net 15. Kitty catastrophe. Can you imagine a kitty catastrophe?
I'd be sad.
No. Just cats like scratching things.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
No, a happy catastrophe. It sounds like the kind of music you and Rob would listen to. Happy catastrophe.
Probably.
Yeah. So what do you do if you play short here? Lat?
Don't know. Really don't know. I mean, I just don't want to play short here. My tiles are not conducive to bingoing on this board.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to hold rent or ELRT or something like that. I think I just need to play longer and hope Josh doesn't bingo.
Yeah. Annette has lat spelled out. Certainly is it's a way to increase your bingo chances for next turn simply because of the hook it makes. Obviously, it has a lot of offers a lot of comebacks for Josh alongside it.
If she is playing lat, is it at the top or on the bottom? Well, she answered that for us. This sets up, the back I, the back E for herself. So if she draws a bingo, it's likely coming down this turn. Yeah, and you leave the D and the I exposed at the top left of the board to try to bingo for him as well. This is a good offensive play. Try to bingo this turn and catch right back into the game. She doesn't expect to get hit for as many points as she's about to, though.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely gonna want to get a couple of vowels here. Still has that I diploid to play through, and she does gets nettier, etc. So I guess intertie for sure.
Yep. She'll intertie is her only playable bingo. It actually plays in two separate spots for exactly the same score. You can play it from the I in Mopier or the blank I in Diploid. Both are 68 points. And so Annette, after several very frustrating racks, finally gets some relief and should be able to bingo here.
I'm like kind of not a moment too soon because we'll see what Josh draws to his F, but there's a W and a U and a
there they
and
come.
there's
and a second
another blank as the last tile. I've seen that a couple times today where a terrible rack ends up pretty okay. It looks like intertie is getting spelled out, so she's found it. I think it's pretty safe to say you play it at the top.
Yeah, I think that's you're not gonna play it at the bottom. Intertie does look like the famous high probability phony interlie,
Yeah.
and I would be puckering right now if I'm playing this. Like,
Yeah.
I hope this is a right one. I hope it's not. I hope I'm not making a mistake. But
Yeah.
Annette's better than that. Annette's solid on her words. She has been all tournament. Intertie comes down 68 points, and she's back in this game, still trailing and down a tempo. But hey, there's some life.
Yeah.
So DFLUWY blank for Josh now, and the old adage once again, if you could play wood, you probably should. WUD plays in the bottom left corner.
Yep.
WAB and UT 32 points. what else? Why are we still here?
I
Like,
know, like saving FLY blank for underneath enter tie. Could see a big play there on a future turn as well with his leave. Annette obviously really wanting to immediately get a bingo. She instead immediately draws the Q, but otherwise a very good rack. So may see a classic, QI for 21 or whatever, and then maybe another bingo. Although I guess if Wud comes down, we'll see Cots very quickly.
what does not take an S?
What's a good conversation question to ask a Scrabble pro if your only knowledge of Scrabble is Will Anderson videos? Ooh.
I think the most important thing to do is just play the game. You start to see the positions and feel the feelings and get bogged down in the certain situations, and you just play the game, and then you learn more and more about the patterns in this game, and then you can discuss them when they fool you or when they make you confused.
So Josh plays Wood. I assume that Cots is going to get played pretty quickly. That's a perfectly good use of an S, and it's only the first S seen. She is
Any
grabbing
luck?
just the Q.
I mean, I think
Oh, I'm sorry. Woods.
Woods is not good in this lexicon.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm
for the
sorry.
second
I'm
time.
sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I thought
that's okay.
in this
He
case,
plays in the top left for
right.
46 anyway.
I genuinely thought Woods had been added to TWL. I apologize. I'm glad I made it this far into the tournament, i.e., the third day, where I stopped being able to exist. You know,
We did get Woodies in NWL. That may be where the confusion's coming from, but
oh, okay.
not Woods.
Maybe.
All right, so WUD and then QATS. I think a couple very straightforward plays. And Josh with the rack that looks like it could have some fun bingos, but there are no bingos available.
This rack really makes me think, as Jami has just said, I thought the same thing. It really makes you think, if only.
If only. If only is a fun variant I enjoy playing when I get to club before anybody else. You get to turn over any one of your letters at your choice and turn it into a blank, but you must score at least 50 every turn. And if you have a turn where you can't score 50, you lose.
Yeah.
How many turns can you go? I finished one game one time. It's very hard to do it every single turn.
Now, how about this for Annette after playing off QAS? Immediately gets the A and the S back and that all important E.
Yeah, it's going to be a high octane turn for her.
Yeah, unblockable bingos all over the place. So,
oh, somebody beat me to that pun in chat. Ah, okay. Oh, I tried.
yeah.
Oh, this is a hard turn for Josh.
Yeah.
These are you don't want to keep the F, but you don't want to keep the Y. But you can't really play both. I guess you can play fly beneath intertie, making IF and EL for 24. I think you're gonna have to end up probably eating one of the two though.
Yeah, I mean, once you look there and see I,
Yeah, God, that unseen pool.
yeah, you might be willing to keep the F or the Y for a minute here.
Yeah, the unseen pool is more vowels than consonants. That's very
Yeah.
skewed in the favor of vowels.
Yeah.
You need to adjust your play and your leave heuristics in this situation.
Yeah.
So ION blank, generally pretty fine leave, but it can go south so quickly with the pool looking this way.
Yeah.
I think Josh needs to hold one or two more consonants.
Yep, I agree. And again, the L very much benefits either the F or the Y. The N is whatever in this case. There's 3 more N's unseen. I'd be inclined to try to get rid of the N alongside the F or the Y if I could.
And the Y just combines so poorly with some of these vowels that
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like maybe if you could play Foin and keep LY blank, you're likely to get another I.
Yeah, Foin holds ILY blank if you play it through the I and intertie, but if you
Yeah.
draw another I, maybe you hit a good ILY bingo, or maybe you are big sat next turn. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a really, really challenging turn for Josh.
Yeah. Like a third of the unseen tiles are either I, N, O, or F.
God.
If you count the Y, there's also a Y unseen as well. So
Kind of like diff from the D and Wud making Lati. I don't know. I kind of just like playing OF
I would
next to
say
Mopier
I
and
like OF.
holding IL and Y blank. I think that one I can survive another I or an E draw
Yeah.
for sure.
It's just having the spot above and below insert tie is just really great for the LY or the ILY bingos. Just a lot of time they're gonna play.
Yes.
It's not likely Annette's gonna play through the I because that's obviously an important part of the board for her. So I see the appeal of OF here for sure.
No good options. And
No, yeah,
Josh is going to keep looking and looking. And can I find anything reasonable?
yeah.
I don't. And how long would you spend looking for a bingo on this turn
Oh, quite a
too? Because it
while.
looks like it should bing.
What I would do is I would look for a couple minutes. I wouldn't find anything. Then try to find a non-bingo play. Realize that nothing's good, and then be like, I must be missing something, right? And then all of a sudden, I've used 7 minutes.
Yeah, surely this position is not as terrible as it seems to be, and yet it is.
So yeah. I mean, this is
I wonder, FRY through the R and intertie, like ILNO blank is not best, but even if you draw two vowels, I think you're going to bingo most of the time into that.
yeah.
Hearing from our production team that apparently Josh broke Annette's clock earlier, and so Annette is looking to exact some revenge in this matchup. She's not going to find either blank to help her exact that revenge. Josh has drawn them both, but good little extra storyline for going
Yeah.
home. Have you ever broken anybody's clock before? I broke someone's cell phone at a tournament on accident, but not a clock.
I wanted to break someone's clock this year or last year because it was one of those annoying ones where you have to hit all the right buttons to make it do the right thing, and I lost a game because of it. Scrabble clocks are overrated.
What do you think about oily on top of intertie with 4 overlaps? Hold F in blank, score 22. I don't know that I'm looking to muck up the board and the bingo
That
lines.
makes me feel sick to my stomach. That YE spot.
Yeah, it's
Kill
just,
me now.
yeah. Well, I think 4-letter words through LI happen actually probably not that often with the number of vowels unseen.
Yeah. Yeah, a lift is not likely enough, say.
Olio is an easy bailout from a bad rack, but like I don't care if you're going to play 2 O's for 15, fine, you can have
Yeah.
it. All right, this Blattum guy in the chat. If you're gonna drop OK Cupid messages to people who like Scrabble and make QI and ZA puns in them, you need to be playing in Scrabble tournaments. You're
Yeah.
one of us already, and you may not have noticed it, but all the cosmic powers together are
Yeah.
telling you that you really just need to find the local Scrabble club and go right now.
Yeah. If she can't accept she, then she ain't for me.
Yep.
All right, and so Josh appears to be playing FLY.
If he draws 3 vowels, I think Annette's in the driver's seat in this game. But if he pulls a bingo, Annette's still fighting an uphill battle to get into
Yeah.
this. Let's see. Big pull for Josh.
Yeah,
Big pull for Josh.
Octane still plays here.
Yeah, or acetones if she wants to go a little bit more makeup tutorial type. But this is a higher scoring.
I see what you did there.
Big pull for Josh. Big pull for Josh. O R
R
E.
E.
All right, I think that's going to do it for him.
Well, I mean, the game's not over, but that will give him a bingo.
Right. Yeah.
He's gonna, I think, have to give back some stuff here.
How much do all of his bingos score?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with 69.
Correct. Moonier, Loonier, Goonier, Ionomer. Each of those play making GOR. Erosion plays above intertie, making EEL and opening everything on the board up. Josh is not going to make that play. So I think we're going to see one of the 69 pointers down to the GO that was just exposed, Goonie or Looney or something like that.
That was a clutch last tile for Josh there with the R, with how vowel heavy this pool is. And
a great pull for Annette too. Okay,
Yeah.
she's dodged most of those vowels in the pool.
Yeah. Is there any universe in which universe is playable?
No, but Quiver is 54 right
Quiver.
now.
Oh, yep. That's Quiver saving SN into a Well,
into a
yeah, the
Val-heavy
bout
pool.
is
You can't ask for much more than that.
yeah.
Quiver is going to stay available unless Josh randomly picks Erosion.
No, it would still play. It would have real.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Score even
All
more.
right, so Josh is going to hit a
Yeah,
low-scoring bingo,
yeah,
and Annette's going to hit a high-scoring play back to
yeah,
put her back ahead, unless something very
yeah.
strange happens.
Also, Chad, of course, notes that the O could go out in space for Souvenir. That would
Yes.
happen with the O in the second position if Josh does decide to play up on top. Even then, still not super likely because
We're going to need assistance, Christian or Andrew, anybody on the ground, if you could, or encourage. Oh, he's
oh no,
circled the blank.
we
He
should
sees
be
it.
able to. Yeah, we
What
should be
is
able
it?
to see
That's a
it.
G, right?
He has not circled the second blank yet.
Oh, that's the first blank is an
Yeah,
I,
the
right?
first
Okay.
blank was an I.
But we'll be able to see the designation here.
I
That
think we will.
blank OONIER
Yeah.
is could be a number of things.
Chat wants to let you know that the first blank was an I.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, chat. And the second blank is
A P? Looking like an M for Moonier.
Moonier. All right. That's actually what I put in Quack already, so that's perfect. So Moonier for Josh, we'll put him ahead 357 to 315, but Annette likely going to play Quiver really fast here for 54 and pull back ahead in this one. Another big pull for
Yeah.
Josh. He wants to dodge a bunch of these I's. IIU would be killer if he can leave those in the bag and make a net drum.
Yeah.
Big advantage. So huge pull for Josh. What's he going to pull? That Z, that S, both important tiles at this juncture in the game. E's to back hook GOR, important as well. EIINZCE. Okay. Pretty good pull for Josh.
Pretty good. Does anything stand out as an obvious play? I don't think he drew anything through the. Oh, wow. That would.
ZINE plays either next to Moonier or next to Octanes as a bunch of overlaps. Iceman is a really nice play through that blank
wild.
M. Hold on to the Z. That's something he could do as well.
Yeah. So Annette's actually not looking at a terrible pool here. I mean, she could still win. Keeping the S, of course, is no complaints about keeping an S.
Yeah, there's going to be a big pull for her now.
Yeah.
Every draw is important in a close game, of course, but whoever's going to end up with like OOUY at the end, probably going to lose this game.
Yeah. 1-0 for Annette might not be so bad here, but
drawing the E would be very helpful for her as well. Give her, I mean, GOR, that back hook is so important. Yeah. GOR has 4 back hooks. Notably, it does not take an S.
Yeah.
It is an interjection, but it takes E, M, P, and Y on the back end. Has Annette found? Yes, she has. She's got the E, so that'll be helpful for her, although I don't see any bingos in this rack. 7 tiles in the bag now for Josh. He's doing his math. He's counting them right now, making sure his tracking is is correct. In these situations, you're looking in a tight game generally to leave about 3 tiles in the bag. That makes it as hard as possible for your opponent to go out before you, sets up the pacing the way you want to set up the pacing. And ZINE is such an easy way to do that. I think we see ZINE next to Octanes.
I would assume so. I mean, that seems like the safer one. It's harder to parallel.
Iceman might actually win this game for you the most often, though. I don't know if you play Iceman for 30 now and then cash your Z next turn and at one of a number of spots that are available. That sequence alone might score enough unless you get bingoed on.
Yeah. Yeah, it is worth noting if Josh plays Zine in the kind of the bottom spot, leaves 3 tiles in the bag, the gore hook gets a little harder to block, I think, at that point, or to block effectively. I mean, obviously he could use his other E, but that would set up gores as well.
Zine on the left side of Octanes is a play that looks like it might get hit back with some high scoring plays, but nothing in the pool goes behind ZA except those S's.
Yeah.
Looks like we got some extracurriculars going on. They're a director call.
Director.
Something weird happened. Did the clock stop? Let's see if we can cut the overhead mic. I don't know.
Not 6. 4, actually. You decide, I think. who gets. If I get an extra minute, if she loses a minute.
So it sounds like 3 scoring errors must have been made, and I think maybe someone's trying to claim their extra minute of time. I guess if you make 3 scoring mistakes in one game, your opponent's allowed to mention that after 2 mistakes. I will get an extra minute.
Obscure niche rule. Maybe a little bit too much coffee and a little bit too much excitement and jitters. Somebody's not counting correctly.
Yeah, I do think it is a reasonable rule, though.
It is. Yeah. One that's always a big flex to like, excuse me, I get an extra minute now. Did you know this rule? I'll call the director. But every once in a while it comes in.
Good question. What is the scoring mistake? I can see if you're not a competitive Scrabble player, that would make sense. There's a few ways you could misscore a play. You could count it wrong over the board, and your opponent could say, no, your play didn't score 68, it scored 69. And you'd be like, oh, hey, thank you. You're right. It did, after you recount it. Sometimes you just add incorrectly. Your place, you had 300, you scored 69, and you wrote down 368, and your opponent's like, but I thought you had 369, and you'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. So things like that.
Technically, if we're following all of the rules of Scrabble and being ticky-tacky like this, anytime the clock is stopped, the letters need to go down. They need to be face down. Not that, Josh knows what his tiles are and can continue thinking about the game. Annette's not doing this with any sinister intent whatsoever, but, okay. A lot of Scrabble drama right now. Directorial cult drama. What's Lindsay's saying?
I am rolling that you get an extra minute, so I can choose to either give you one more or to deduct you. In this case, I will give you one more.
And it's every 3.
Every
Okay, so confirmation, the director gets to choose to either penalize Annette 1 minute or award Josh 1 additional minute. She is opting to award Josh 1 additional minute. I actually didn't know that she could penalize a player instead. I've never seen that happen or even heard of that happen. But I agree, I'm never going to take time away from a player. And now Josh technically can go a minute over time without suffering any
that's
penalty.
the point of the rule, is to not penalize someone, make them go over time because they were correcting their opponent's inability to number.
In any case, we're back to a very important decision for Josh. 7 in the bag, Z on his rack, a 12-point deficit. I don't know who's going to win. I think we're at a slight advantage, Josh, just because he can take the lead, leave 3 in the bag, likely go out first, and because he's got a reasonably flexible rack. Let's see what's in the bag.
I would say, Josh feels like he's up a tempo.
In the bag right now, AFIOSUY. So each of those vowels, AIOU, each will kind of help Annette out. You figure she's likely to play off her O next turn. I think that S is going to be very, very important as well. Actually, it doesn't look to be as important as I'm emphasizing it to be right now on this board. But
it's just helpful for bingos in general. I mean, for what it's worth, there's a good chance Annette plays BOD, but an odd in the left-hand side, which is going to empty the bag in a lot of cases. But with Zine being played here, it gives her the opportunity to consider hooking her B for Zineb and dropping the O for Rob, as in Rob Rubinski, and Zineb. So also worth considering. It's just going to be hard for Josh to block the Gore lane now.
Yes. Is Josh going to go in and get that S? I think this is his game to lose. That first tile out of the bag. All right. Not the best. Leaving 2 I's and a Y? No, 1 I and AIY in the bag for Annette.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's likely to play either 2 or 3 tiles here. I don't know. I'm either looking to play as long as I can on this turn, or probably 2 tiles and introduce some Fog of War for Josh.
I mean, something like, I haven't done all the math, BOO, BOD, something in the top right, just playing off 2 letters to make a very hard to obscure lane. Josh isn't outrunning a bingo, so he has to, no matter what, make sure that Annette cannot bingo. And so it makes sense for her to leave a tile in the pool here.
And we know she doesn't, but we know that AIY in the pool, if she plays off BO, Then the AI draw would give Stained and all those other bingos. The IY draw would give Destiny or Density with ED and Gore. And the AY draw will do nothing productive
there's
for
a-
her. So 2 out of 3 combinations would be very advantageous should Annette elect to play 2 tiles here.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Josh has plenty of times. There's no reason for her to fast play or anything. Mob also coming up in chat.
From the blank M, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about, well, she's got to think about what she could draw. Does MOB let her draw bingos that begin with an S enough? Also, does she need to bingo to win this game? Does she think maybe with that yucky looking unseen pool, can I just go out first and win? Is this a bingo or die situation? I'm not sure. This is so hard. If anybody's going to figure this out,
Yeah.
it's Annette, but this is a challenging one.
It does feel bingo or die to me, unless she was able to play, if she had the Y and was able to play something with late and like DEY, some sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, it seems like playing something in the top right, opening the board is a good idea. She's got BO spelled out on her rack. Cannot speak to any other kinds of BO.
Running it through the engine, should she elect to play what looks like a decent play of BOD in the bottom left corner, when she draws that AIY, she'll end up losing the game.
Yeah.
Again, she doesn't know what's in the bag. There's 10 unseen to her. She doesn't know what's on Josh's rack. And after a play like ZINE, you can't really make almost any inference except either he had 2 I's or he didn't have an O, because otherwise I think zone maybe is a better idea for him. But
and he didn't have the A because Azine would.
Oh yeah. He doesn't have the A, so A actually I think quite often something you can draw, or more often than any other tile in this bag.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a complicated position. ROB and Zeneb makes some sense. BOO or something in the top to open more lines makes some sense.
Yeah.
BO in the bottom left corner makes some sense. BOD emptying the bag makes a little bit of sense. But if anybody's going to figure out an end game to beat you, it's the defending North American champion, Josh Sokol, and his extra minute in tow. So I think playing 2 tiles is the right thing
so
to
she's
do
gonna
here,
play
and she's going to do
BO
it.
on the bottom left, which is
All right,
we'll see.
Big draw,
Yeah.
big draw. AY loses, AI or IY puts her in a great position. We're hearing from our team on the ground that Morris, who is in second place, a half game behind Annette, just lost. So even should Annette drop this game, I think she still gets to play for a championship. She'd have to beat Josh in the second one. That's going to create a lot of drama and a lot of spice. Meaning, if Annette wins right now, I think she clinches the tournament.
Well,
What's
here
she
it
drawing?
comes. She draws
AI. She's done it.
Well, I don't.
Detain.
She's probably done it. Let's see this. That is the draw she was looking for. This draw did decide her destiny.
Yeah. Wow, what a pull.
Is there
anything
anything
Josh can do at this point to obstruct? I mean, FEU doesn't do it. FEUS?
No, because that gives F's back.
Oh yeah, EFS. Yeah.
EF. You have to do something with OF.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
What
think
can
you
Josh
get,
do? Yeah. He just has to hope that she doesn't have
Right.
Stained.
I think this is going to come down to can he play anything across?
So okay, I'm hearing from our team on the ground that Jackson is a game behind Annette and did win. So should Annette win this game, she's not clinched the tournament. She'll have to go through Jackson Smiley, a game behind her, but with much better spread. So how's that? You have to go through the 2 top players in North America back to back to win this tournament, Annette. How bad do you want it? Looks like she's got the pull she needs to pull this one off, unless Josh can pull a miracle.
Can Josh do something like playing from the T and Octane, setting up a good outplay?
Tofu, but then no.
No. Let us know if you can find any ways for Josh to pull this one out.
Yeah, Josh has to be looking at this. You can't look at it as if, from John's perspective or Josh's perspective, that a random tile is in the bag. You have to make some strong inferences.
Yeah.
You don't play BO there. If you have a Y on your rack, probably you're going to play OY in the top or somewhere else. So Y is extremely likely to be one of the 3 tiles Annette pulled into. Almost a certainty that it was one of the 3 in the bag.
So
What else did she?
we have a suggestion from McGrath Yazafad in the chat suggesting just dropping the E for 3 seems to block all the bingos and sets up info for a lot of points on the next turn.
Does that win the game?
Don't know if it wins the
No,
game.
Annette can play diets
That's the wrong.
alongside.
That's the wrong rack though.
Oh.
I mean, I assume that's still the
Oh no,
case.
yeah. Annette can play a number of
she'll
plays
have
that win.
a number of plays. No, it doesn't. It will not win, but still. I'm sorry, I haven't seen the freaking movie or read the book.
I don't see any way for Josh to win if her rack is stained, and so Josh has to just hope that she ended up picking the Y. I think he has to try to address destiny or density if that's her rack, and make sure he doesn't lose to that. But I think he's just going to have to make a play hoping that she doesn't have stained. And of course, all of us at home know that that is exactly what she's pulled. She got the A and the I that she needed. Many bingos in this rack, 7 of them in this lexicon. And many of them are going to play as well.
Yeah. So what can Josh reasonably assume here about Annette's leave after BO? Definitely has the E for Gore, 'cause she would open a lane. Probably has the S. All right, and Josh is going to play Theodic.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing you can do here is play a crazy word, and Annette can say hold and then be like, I don't care, I'll just bingo out and win.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't care. You can have it.
Yeah.
Annette
there
almost
it
certain
is.
it's no good, but she's done it. She's
And
knocked
Annette.
off defending North American champion Josh
Wow.
Sokol, and is now going to have to go through Jackson Smiley, the winner of each of the last 2 WIGPO nationals, to win a major tournament just 2 years after making her tournament debut. This has been incredible. Wow, what a game.
Holy cats.
What a game. What a draw. Hats off to Josh doing his best, but hats off to Annette. She got double blanked by the defending North American champion and maybe the best or second best player on the continent. Fought back and won anyway. Yes.
Yeah, let's send it over to the game mic and let's hear what they have to say.
Maybe I
Even if you
have
did,
to.
it's something.
Maybe I have to like.
I don't know. If you play here, I can play my day a lot.
Right.
Unless
So
you can go out.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm still there. I have a play that I think blocks everything. Like I was considering this. And apparently, it doesn't look like you have anything anymore. But that knight is like.
I have seen this.
Oh, would you? Wow.
Oh, I might have played that.
Wow.
I might have played that.
Wow.
Wow.
I should have.
I feel like I would.
didn't
I feel like I
expect you
would
to
have
do that.
realized that at some point because I know that doesn't take an S,
So,
but I didn't realize.
so
Yeah.
this is 30, right?
Yeah.
Six years.
And you're not listening to that.
32. So you would be up by 1. And I don't think I can do anything, but I screwed up the turn before. For some reason, like, I'm so upset. Like, I think it might have been the tournament. I mean, I had Iceman, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, that doesn't work. I need to put an E here. Like, can you believe that? Iceman keeping a Z. I get so many. And okay, still, you still do have chances to fish, but they're fewer and leaving 2 in the bag. I really think that was the tournament. I don't know why. Like, I just didn't see a 4. I told you I was vulnerable. So yeah, in this position, I have like this 8, 11, 13, 17, 29. So honestly, like I might win 29. I'm down. I'm up 28. You need 20. So honestly, like this play does scream that you don't have the line. So I'd probably just go with that. And yeah, you could screw up. You could
I
play
could screw up,
cards
yeah.
and you could.
I'd like to think I would have caught myself on that. I know that doesn't take a miss.
Obviously, you have to play something here. You have to have scores. I almost played it. So yeah, still I think still had it. The
Yeah, Iceman.
Iceman. Wow. Hold on. Amazing. I'm gonna check one thing.
Yeah, this is I think this is way off.
Did you win on that?
I did.
Very nice. Yeah, I got both blanks. Beautiful.
One more. One more. No, I lost.
What about Morris?
Morris lost.
Is anyone even?
So Jackson can catch you. And, well, Jackson and Cooper are both winging on you with better spread.
Jackson Cooper.
All right, Christian, can you hear me? Are we live? What's going on?
We're like,
Yeah.
We're live.
So it's
Okay.
crazy. People are
So Annette will be playing Jackson, and if Annette wins, she takes the whole thing. If Jackson wins by a tiny amount, Cooper Komatsu could theoretically surge out of nowhere and win the tournament with the way things have shaken out. But Annette to play Jackson, win and go home with a big bag of cash, lose, and Jackson or Cooper would be the winner of the tournament instead. We're going to cut to a brief intermission before we let the players stretch their legs, get all the pairings, all that. We'll be back in a few short minutes with the conclusion of what has been an awesome Crescent City Cup. Signing off for just a few. Y'all don't go anywhere. Be right back.